and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to the Dunn Creative. Before we get into this pick a card reading, I just wanted to let you guys know I have a live stream channel and a Patreon with lots of exclusive content over there if you guys are interested in checking that out. And also, if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can always email me at amanda@dunnphotodesign.com. Links for all of that can be found in the description below. But for this pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what you can expect for the month ahead, April 2022. And this is a more in-depth prediction. I tend to go a little long-winded on these to really break down the energies of the month ahead. So if you are new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1 with the carnelian, pile number 2 with the bumblebee jasper, and pile number 3 with the optical calcite. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. But please remember, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1 are those of you who chose the carnelian. Put that right there. This will be your reading for the month of April 2022. And we're going to go ahead, I have not dealt all of the oracle cards. We're going to do that on camera today for the monthly reading. But we do have one little oracle card here that I think I will just bring in here with the tarot. And let me just go ahead and lay these out and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're going to start right here with this throat chakra card. You guys got the lapis lazuli. You also have the root chakra carnelian here. So those could be 2 crystals you could be utilizing this month to really help you, ground yourself. That's a really great one with carnelian. Also finding that passion for life. Pairing that up with the throat chakra with lapis lazuli, this expression card, express your true self, the world needs you. Being able to express yourself, having the passion to express yourself in this world is kind of a theme for you guys this month, because you also have, as the underlying energies going on for you, the King of Cups. So this is all about being able to balance your emotions, not allowing your emotions to really dictate your reality or dictate your mood for the day. Of course, checking in and tuning into those emotions, but not allowing those emotions to completely run you off the rails or hip check your actual agenda for the day. So you guys are really going to be like conquering or mastering your emotional health and wellness this month as well. I really do see that as a big thing you guys are doing, especially those of you who've really, either felt I've seen 2 sides of the spectrum or 2 ends of the spectrum where things have just felt kind of apathetic, numb, like nothing's very exciting, nothing's that bad either, but like blah. And then the other end of the spectrum where things have been really emotionally difficult. It could have been, that one's rocking, let's put that way maybe. Things have maybe been a little bit chaotic, a little bit emotional, or maybe a lot. Maybe things have just been really heavy for you. But anywhere you fall in the spectrum or anywhere in between, things are shaping up, things are looking up. But the energy you're coming into this month with, this is past energy from March, February, maybe even as far back as January 2022. This is that high priestess energy. So some of you, many of you have been kind of going within or really examining your spiritual practice or doing a lot more healing, just doing things that really tune into your inner energy rather than a bunch of external stuff. But those of you who have been doing a lot of external stuff, I see you balancing that out or have been balancing that out with this high priestess energy of tuning in. Maybe even some of you have been confused or wondering, is this real life? Is this reality? Or is this reality? Because the high priestess sometimes can talk about illusions. So some of you may have even realized some illusions or things that you thought were one way or were actually a completely other way. And sometimes that can be a little off-putting or a little difficult when you think life is one way or the situation is one way, but you find out it might be the opposite or something completely different. It can be confusing. It can be a little disheartening or a lot disheartening. For some of you, you might have gone through that in a relationship specifically, But for the present conditions, this is the month of April itself. We've got the King of Wands, and pairing this up with the expression and this carnelian here, you guys really are taking back control of your life and feeling that passion for life once again, feeling motivated to finally move forward. And April, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, it's usually the first full month of spring, so it's very exciting to watch the flowers bloom and I even did that on my table today. I'm like, I want some spring energy here. But those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, you can still utilize this like pep in your step energy that I'm really sensing for the month of April coming up, of things finally moving forward. They may still for you guys be kind of one step at a time. It's not, an all or nothing thing, or it's all happening overnight. You're just continuing to put in the effort, put in the work, because things are shaping up for you, especially anywhere things have been feeling unfair, because in your future conditions, this is kind of the end of April going into May, maybe even as far out as June, you've got the Justice card here. So things are balancing out. If you've been working a lot, you're going to have more time to play or just be a human being. Wasn't that something? Just being able to be rather than do all the time. Or if you have been involved in something that felt very unfair at work or in life, maybe some sort of lawsuit, some of you, things are being fair. You're being recognized as the injustice that has happened, and things are being balanced more in your lives this end of April going into May and maybe as far out as June. But for the most part this month, you guys are really, taking control of your own life and seeking the fire trine in your birth chart. That would be your Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And those of you who follow Western astrology, we are in Aries season. So this is a time to really, take that Ace of Wands that's above this King of Wands head and really get inspired, really have this new beginning, this sense of passion and drive, especially in the creative endeavors. Things that make you feel stable and secure, but also very creative. It's almost up into the sacral chakra with some of the colors we got going on in your carnelian and this card here. Very sacral chakra energy, very creative, fiery energy. But there is this sense of justice that we did talk about already. Your best path to follow this month is to stay out of your head, to keep your ego in check, tell your ego to sit down. Yes, it's okay to listen to the ego or at least hear the ego out, but you do not have to believe the ego. You do not have to patronize the ego. You can listen to that ego and then say, okay, I appreciate your input, but this is what we're doing instead. Higher self, embodying more of that higher self and bringing it through this month of April. Because a lot of times this card can indicate you feel stuck. So as your best path to follow, realize or tune in with that ego that you are not stuck. It's the illusion of feeling stuck that is making you feel stuck. So my advice for your best path to follow with this Eight of Swords would be to do something completely new or completely out of your normal routine or agenda. Go somewhere new, try something new, eat something new, get out of your comfort zone. That is what this card is asking you to do for your best path to follow. But for your wish coming true this month is you are finding more balance. We've already talked about some balance here, but this is absolutely happening for you this month. You are finding this sense of balance and even peace. I'm seeing some peace come in, but this peace is going to have to be a choice, because you can allow the stresses and the busyness of the day to really weigh on you and cause a lot of anxiety unless you are choosing peace or choosing to overcome or just surrender to whatever is. I know that's easier said than done for most of us, but you guys are finding a way to balance and also coming to some sort of conclusion or agreement or decision in your life. Maybe even tying back to something going on at the end of April, going into May and June. But of course, we won't know about that till we hit those months. But for now anyway, you are really tuning into what is fair to you, what is fair to others, and doing what's in your best interest and what's in others' best interest. But a lot of times, doing what's in your best interest for your highest good is in the best interest of everyone else. But of course, our egos can be like, well, I want to do this. And a lot of times we can get into more selfish behavior or selfish patterns. But if you're doing something for your highest good, from a more soul perspective, it's almost always for the benefit or the highest good of all involved. So for your outcome this month, we have the Queen of Swords, and this is about clear communication, being able to articulate or express yourself. This is a breakthrough in any blocks that you may have in your throat chakra. Some of you may have had some sort of illness or laryngitis. I'm seeing someone with laryngitis, someone with maybe tonsillitis or something where your voice or your throat was affected, maybe even a common cold or something like that. But you are overcoming that this month and really tuning back in. Some of you might even be picking up singing again, or you just catch yourself singing a lot because you're just in a happier mood. You're in a happier zone, so you might catch yourself singing. My only caveat with this would be to make sure you choose your words wisely when you are talking to other people, because there might be some misunderstandings with maybe the tone you use or the words you use. When speaking to someone, they might take offense to it, or it might just come off a little more harsh than you're meaning it to. So that's my only kind of, I guess, caveat with that, is just to say, watch how you're speaking, or, the tone you're using with certain people, so no one gets offended. Unless you don't really care, then that's your prerogative, but you're just embodying this more communicative part of yourself. Maybe some of you are going to be starting to write that book, or you're writing blog posts, or you're just you're wanting to be on social media more, not to see what others are doing, but to really share what's on your heart, what's on your mind. And people are listening. People are inspired by what it is you say this month. So keep going with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get some oracle cards here. So let's just see whatever other messages need to come through for group 1 for the month of April 2022. This one right here. We've got the fog veiled, and it's very interesting because that veil of illusion is very tied to that high priestess. So there might be something, and I'm really seeing this veil or this fog lifting for you guys by the end of the month. But the beginning part of the month, you might still be operating in some of this illusionary energy of this high priestess here. But by tuning into your intuition, this is going to be your best bet for overcoming anything going on there. And then we have with this ceremony card, this is all about invocation. So maybe doing some sort of new moon ritual, full moon ritual, any other spells, ceremonies, rituals that you feel like you want to do, just lighting a candle and saying a prayer, meditating, really tuning into your beautiful spiritual practices this month is really going to benefit you guys and really take your human evolution to the next step, or the next level is really what Spirit is showing me. Okay, what else do we have for group number 1, April 2022? So we have here solitude, and for some of you, I'm going to actually move this up just slightly so we're not cutting that off. I don't know, we might still be cutting it off. I can't quite tell, my camera information is in the way. But yes, spending some time alone, and obviously with this high priestess, you guys may have been feeling the need to have a little bit more alone time in the previous months leading you into April. But getting that solitude that you need is really going to benefit you this month, because you need some alone time to really tune into what it is and how it is you want to express yourself, what it is you want to express and how you want to express it. Especially any creative projects you have or spiritual practices that you're tuning into, alone time is very key for that. And then we have the security card here. So maybe some of you are working hard toward your goals and really wanting to create this stable and secure foundation, I'm seeing some of you wanting to overcome a bad habit. And it's almost to me like this feels like a actual New Year's to you guys, or like a New Year's where you're wanting to set some sort of resolution. And maybe you didn't do that in January because it didn't feel like the right time, but now might feel like the right time to set some sort of goal, especially concerning the material world, your physical body, bringing in abundance, anything you want to create. This is very, very prime time, prime energy for you to create something new and beautiful in your life. Okay, what else do we have for group number 1? Almost said 2. Who knows, there might be a message over there for you. All right, group 1, April 2022. We have the crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, and a seat at the table. So very, very, very Empress energy. This is you wanting to give birth to your creations, to your manifestations when we compare or contrast or combine these two cards here. This is inspiration, and then the expression. And then that expression card as well, expressing yourself. Maybe some of you are doing some sort of ritual where you're trying to enhance or heighten your spiritual abilities or your creativity. And a lot of times they do come hand in hand. So, oh my goodness, and then we were talking about all this birth energy here. We've also now got a pregnant woman. So brothers of the sacred rose, sacred masculine, honor, protection, and support. So this is your divine masculine coming forward, whether you are female or male or identify as anything outside of that. This is just a union of your divine feminine and masculine energies and your inner divine masculine really protecting that seed or that, unborn baby of your creations. And then that divine feminine is the one birthing them and bringing them forth into the world. So it's really that balance or that coming together or union. That is your wish coming true this month, is you being able to balance not just all the things, all the balls you got in the air, all the things you got going on, but also your masculine and feminine energy. That's so important and so crucial to be able to lead a powerful and fulfilling life. That divine feminine, divine masculine union within yourself. In my opinion, may be an unpopular one, that is the true twin flame journey. Uniting the divine feminine and divine masculine within yourself. Okay, group number 1, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, but I really do hope this reading resonated for you. And if you would like to find additional content from me, you can always check out my live stream channel or my Patreon. I've got a lot of fun stuff going on over there. And also, if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can always email me at amanda@dunnphotodesign.com. Links for all of that can be found in the description below. I love you guys and have a wonderful, beautiful April. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, or those of you who selected this beautiful Bumblebee Jasper, this is going to be your reading for the month of April 2022. And I did not deal out the oracle cards this time. We're going to do that on camera today, but I already have the tarot cards dealt face down, except the past energy that you have coming in this month with. So we're going to go ahead and deal these out, and I will see you in just a minute. Okay, so we're gonna start right here in the middle with this chakra love message that it helped you select your pile, plus the past energies over here. We have the fluorite, which resonates with the third eye chakra, and this is a crystal about destiny. Follow your instincts, they lead you to the truth. And also Bumblebee Jasper, that one will really resonate with your solar plexus and give you the confidence and courage to be able to follow your gut, to follow your instincts, and to lead you to your own personal truth. So this is such a beautiful combination of fluorite and Bumblebee Jasper, and I just plopped them down. I didn't really look into what's going on with the crystals, but I love that combination, and I don't think I've ever seen that combination spoken of or talked about, but maybe you have, or maybe you're just going to use your own crystals if you have them to figure out what this means for you. But for your overall energy that's going to be underlying your whole month of April, you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is you. I'm really seeing this more as like a mindset, deciding what is the mindset you're going to have. Are you going to feel abundant, or are you going to feel that lack this month? And my hands are getting really hot. Those of you that know me or have spent any amount of time on any of my platforms, you know that my hands tend to be cold almost all of the time. So the fact that there's a lot of heat coming in, this lets me know you guys have a lot of healing available. And Spirit's actually just working through me to send that healing out to you, that universal source, love, God healing out to you right now, should you choose to accept it. If you don't want it, just negate that. But those of you who would love this universal healing energy to pour through your reading and, be infused in the words that I have, you're more than willing to accept that. If you so choose, you can have it. But this is you being able to heal yourself or claim what is yours, what is rightfully yours. I'm really seeing this as you finally allowing yourself to be noticed for a job well done by yourself, because I think you guys tend to at times beat yourselves up a little bit or think you should be better than you actually feel you are, but you really are. It's just a lot of times you have like imposter syndrome. I'm seeing like this imposter syndrome coming through, and Spirit is showing me that you will have everything you need. Your needs will be met. You'll be secure. You'll have this roof over your head. You will be safe this month, but a lot of times you still feel unsafe. Maybe because of something that happened to you in the past. I'm seeing childhood, something with childhood, not having enough or not feeling like you are enough, and you still carry that kind of, I guess, badge of honor with you into adulthood, or, however old you are. But Spirit's saying that this month, you're going to start to kind of put down that sword or put down that badge of honor. It's not really a badge of honor. Really, it's something that's been weighing you down, and you're deciding this month, if you choose, you can continue to carry this, but if you would like to put this burden of the past down, you have that ability to do that with this healing energy coming in this month. So the past energy you're bringing in from March, February, maybe even as far back as January, you've got the Page of Swords here, which is so exciting. This is, you had a lot of inspirational new ideas and maybe just not really a stable footing to know exactly how to play these ideas out. So maybe some of you wrote these down, or maybe you did take action on one or two of them, but they didn't really quite go anywhere, but it still felt exciting to maybe even get news. Maybe some of you got news, oh, you got the promotion, or you got a job, or maybe some of you moved since the beginning of the year. I'm feeling movement here as well, being able to take flight and go in a better direction that serves you much better. But a lot of what you started, it's like you have the ability to continue it through if you choose. It was just a starting point that you started here, and maybe even involving a younger person that really inspired you, or maybe they were the one that delivered this good news to you. But for this month of April, you have the Five of Swords here, which a lot of times isn't a great card. So I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat this for you guys. A lot of April, you guys will maybe be doing this inner battle of lack versus abundance. Do they believe me? Do I believe me? Standing up for what you know is right, even if it appears like nothing good comes of the situation. It's your values and your respect for yourself that is actually going to reign supreme, because you guys are coming out on top over here with the Knight of Pentacles by the end of the month, because this is the end of April going into May, maybe even as far out as June. But I actually do want to pull a clarifier on this Five of Swords if we can see what area of life this might most likely be coming in with. Could even be fights with friends or family. King of Swords, someone in a superior or superiority job role, or maybe even a patriarch of a family, an older brother, someone older than you most likely, or very mature for their age if they are younger than you. That's what that Five of Swords is dealing with. And this could be something as simple as just disagreements. It doesn't have to be anything over the top, but just knowing that you're coming from your heart. So you're not disagreeing with this person like just to disagree. Like, you have like a platform, a stance, and you're right. And maybe this person thinks they are right as well. And a lot of times when that's the case, it really does feel like there are no winners. But the best way you can win in the situation basically is to stand by your morals, stand by your code of ethics. That's really going to help you really move through this situation, or any disagreements, arguments. But there are big changes coming with those fives. That does indicate change. So maybe this event or something that happens with this person is going to be that kind of jumping off point for you. You realize, I can't continue to live this way or do this thing or listen to this person. I need to make a change or a clean break from this situation and go my own way. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, this, like I said, was the end of April going into May, maybe even as far out as June. This is you taking a slow and steady approach to something different, something new. And I think it might, for some of you, have to do with these inspirations, because this is progress. From the Page to the Knight, we are making progress here. You are making beautiful progress. Although, guys, remember, it might not be as quickly as you would like to see it. If you have started something, maybe this isn't I'm seeing like someone who started an Instagram or something, or a TikTok possibly, and you thought, okay, I have such a great idea for content, and the content is amazing, but like no one's coming, or it's just a few people, or maybe it's still a lot of people, but it's just not the numbers you were expecting. Spirit is saying this month, keep going, because you really are creating a stable, solid foundation. And slower and steadier growth over time is actually much more lucrative in the long term, because it's not just a viral thing that burns out very quickly, which the Page of Swords can be that indication that something went viral and then it burned out very quickly. But maybe those of you who did have that happen, you're coming back in with slow and steady progress from here forward, at least until the next little viral act that goes on. But those of you who didn't have that, this to me just feels like, energetically speaking, things were moving fast for a while and then they stalled out, but now you're starting to move forward again. It just might not be at the speed things were going in March or February or maybe even in January. Those of you who didn't feel things were really moving forward those months, please know that they are now moving forward. If that part didn't resonate, that things were going quickly, if you have felt stuck and stagnant since even back as far as 2021, just know things are moving forward in a very productive way for you this month. which is such good news for so many of you. But not only are they moving forward, you're creating a very stable and secure path every step you take moving forward. So for your best path to follow, we have the Ace of Wands here. So try new things. Say yes to certain things that scare you. Of course, if they're in alignment with your soul, using your intuition, but taking calculated risks that especially are in a more creative or inspired realm. This is really going to benefit you and help things continue to move forward for you. Getting a lot of divine guidance from spirit, downloads in your meditations, really prominent dreams or prevalent dreams where you're remembering like really vivid colors and, you know, even full conversations, numbers. Spirit is speaking to you in signs, symbols, synchronicities through your meditations, through your waking life, and through your dream life. But you guys, keeping a dream journal or writing out what you remember from your meditations or dreams can really benefit you because you're getting a lot of key information for how to move forward in an even quicker way, but still creating this solid foundation for yourself for the month ahead. So, for your wish fulfillment this month, the wish coming true, we've got the Seven of Swords, but I actually love to see this card here because anyone or anything that has been deceptive, fine print that you're reading on a contract that normally you would have just signed on the dotted line, you're catching it. You're like, wait a minute, I don't agree to this thing, and then you put the contract back, and they're like, oh, okay, we can just take that out. You're not gullible this month. You're not falling for things that maybe you would have in the past, or maybe something that did happen in the past has really taught you a valuable lesson that now that anytime anything similar to that comes along, you can see it coming a mile away. There's no theft, there's no deception, you are on it. Your lie detector is on full force, and no one can get anything past you this month. That is the good thing, especially those of you who've been dealing with some shady people or shady business practices with people you work with, or whatever it is that's been going on, or just maybe feeling a little left out from other people or not good enough for other people. Really, you guys are going to continue to examine that this month, but the fact that this is in your wish fulfillment position, this is so good. What was yours and was taken at one point may actually be returned this month, and it may not be returned in the exact same way. It could be a completely different thing and completely different people or situations that are presenting to you. So for your outcome for the month of April, we have the Ace of Cups. This is exciting. For some of you, this can indicate a new love interest, a crush. For others of you, this is just a new beginning in love, or maybe even a new beginning with your self-love. Self-love is so important. It's the most important love, in my opinion, it's the most important love because we are one half of every single relationship we're in. And if we don't have that self-love, we can't bring our full beauty and our full just soul and light to every relationship we're in. And I don't think any person on this planet is a completely self-actualized and self-love full. Like, their cup is not completely full probably, but the more we can work on this and progress toward a fuller Ace of Cups for ourselves, the better off we're going to be, and the better off those around us are going to be, and the better off humanity as a whole is going to be. Because a lot of times when people don't love themselves, they do things, they compromise things that people who love themselves just never would do. And the more you can love yourself, the better off you're going to be, the better off your family's going to be, and the better off humanity as a whole is going to be as well. But there's some new beginnings, new inspiration, new emotional fulfillment coming in. Maybe just realizing that you really do have a good life, getting out of your head and just getting out in nature even. I'm seeing this as a start with nature. Maybe someone's building a pond or a fountain, or I'm actually seeing someone getting a fish aquarium. Very watery stuff going on. Maybe you guys are going on a tropical vacation to a place where you can swim in some warm natural waters. It doesn't have to be tropical, but that's just the first thing that came to my head. I'm seeing maybe even a hot spring, someone going to a hot spring. Very fun, very cool. Okay, so I did not deal the tarot, I did deal the tarot before. We're going to deal the oracle cards on camera. So group 2, what does group 2 need to know for, there it is, whale breach. Beautiful. And I love that the whale is coming out with the Pacific Northwest Tarot here. It fits the vibe so well. But yeah, you guys are breaching the surface, or you're having some sort of breakthrough this month that you guys have been waiting for. And again, it still may not put you to those heights you're really wanting to go to, but at the very least, it is setting you on a very beautiful trajectory toward your dreams, goals, wishes. And of course, you continuing to take action on these goals, dreams, and wishes is what's going to make them manifest for you, because you have blessings. The rainbow card, yes. especially those of you who've been through a lot of storms lately. That rainbow is out and things are calming down in just the drama and the chaos of your life. Good things are going to start happening in April. Maybe there is a lot of rain going on where you're at in April because we do have the rainbow card, but after the rain comes the rainbow, and it's usually very beautiful and stunning and just worth taking note of. It's a promise from the Creator that things are going to get better. So you guys have a lot of blessings coming in. I actually see someone becoming a grandmother. Someone watching this, they have a grandbaby that's going to be coming into the world, or maybe you're learning news of a future grandbaby in April. Someone else is, it's them, it's you. So if you don't want to get pregnant, especially with this Ace of Cups here, this is new pregnancy. This is giving birth possibly, but I'm seeing this more as an announcement of the initial pregnancy rather than the birth for some of you. And again, if that doesn't literally manifest in your life, this could be, that seed has been planted for the birth of a new idea or creative endeavor. Okay, what else is going on for group 2 for the month of April 2022? This one and this one. Okay. We have here happiness. I love that. I love that so much. Yes, absolutely. And then illumination. So it's interesting because group 1 had this fog veiled card, but it's like the fog is lifting for you guys this month. So they still have a little fog they're working through, but the fog is actually lifting for you guys this month, which is amazing. And the fact that it not only has stopped raining, the rainbow came out, now the sun is shining, the dolphins are splashing and jumping, and we've got 2, I don't know what they call whales and dolphins. I don't know the scientific class or phylum of what they are, but we've got 2 creatures of the sea that I see as cousins, I guess, at least genetically speaking, are breaching the surface of the water. This is joy. This is happiness. This, whales probably when they're depressed don't go breaching the surface. It's something they do when they're feeling carefree and happy and lighthearted, for the most part, or they feel at the very least safe and taken care of, that it's safe to breach the surface and do these things. So, taking a leap of faith, it's very Fool energy as well. But anything that has been hidden from you, any deception, cheating, lying that has been going on, you will see through it. Remember, your lie detector and this illumination coming out right next to this is no coincidence, you guys. You're seeing through any deception, even things like on the news or something, you're like, that just doesn't feel right to me. I think that's a lie. Trust yourself. Trust your gut this month because you are on it. You are on it. All right, what else for group 2, please, Spirit? Anything else they need to know? April 2022, the Rose Garden. Innocence, forgiveness, and be gentle with yourself. Yes, Ace of Cups vibes. Absolutely. This is you forgiving yourself, forgiving others, especially yourself though, because this really, when we beat ourselves up and carry this, that baggage from the past for all of our past misdeeds and mistakes, it taints everything that we are working toward or in our current moment. It really does. So when we can forgive ourselves and release these things, these habits, these ways we used to operate, it can really benefit our life moving forward. But just be gentle with yourself as maybe you don't quite hit the mark that you were hoping, especially with this Knight of Pentacles. It's still slow and steady. It's progressing. It's just not like a straight shot to the top. But don't beat yourself up. Just be gentle with yourself this month. That's the best advice I could give you. Just be gentle with yourself. And I also see someone that, I don't know if it was you or group 1, I talked about overcoming some sort of illness. Don't force yourself to try to be 100% right away. Give yourself that time and grace and space to slowly come back up to your normal full capacity operation, okay? Then we have the Sub Rosa card, hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning, and teaching. Going back to the illumination in the 7 of Swords here, yes, you're going to see that truth hidden in plain sight. You're going to be able to see through any deception, any illusion. You are solving some mysteries this month. Maybe you are finding out something you've always wondered, or maybe even some sort of family secret that you've always had some sort of intuition on, and it's being confirmed this month. We've got a yes here, and you're just wanting to learn more. You're diving into your 8th house to maybe your family lineage. Maybe you're doing some ancestry research or something just to see where you came from. But then you want to teach other people something. Maybe some of you are teaching tarot or astrology, or maybe you're giving some sort of seminar at work. I don't know. You guys really run the gamut for what this could actually mean in your life. But maybe you're just teaching, your family what you just learned, and it feels exciting just to apply that knowledge in some way. All right, you guys, that's, I think, all I'm seeing for you for the month of April, but I hope this resonated for you. Feel free to share below if this resonated, what you thought, any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And as always, thanks again so much, Group 2, for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Dunn Creative, also over my live stream channel and my Patreon with lots of exclusive content over there. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can always email me at amanda@dunnphotodesign.com. Links for all of that can be found in the description below. And I hope to see you again, you guys. All right, I love you. Bye. All right, group number 3, or those of you who selected this optical calcite, it's so cool. You can see like rainbows through it. There's a lot of little phantoms and inclusions and rainbows and prisms. Oh, it's so fun. So beautiful. But that's not why you're here. At least I don't think so. But because you chose optical calcite, there's something you're seeing clearer, or you're seeing through the illusion of something you once believed, which I think we got that similar vibe in groups 1 and 2. So this might be a collective energy. But we're just gonna, I didn't deal the oracle cards yet. We did deal the tarot here, but we're just gonna go ahead and lay these out, and I will see you in just a hot minute. I realized I set your guys' deck backwards, so your outcome card was actually what you used to select the pile rather than the past energy coming in, but maybe there is a reason for that. I think that there are no actual mistakes, just happy accidents, as Bob Ross always says. So there's a very interesting thing. It's almost like you guys are shifting timelines, or you are like so far ahead of the game compared to groups 1 and 2. Not that they're not ahead of the game, but like you guys, group 3, you always know you're a little something extra special on my channel, so it's no wonder that I mix this up. But you guys are learning the truth of something. Yes, with this optical calcite, you're seeing through the BS, the lies, the deception, the cheating, the worries. We had a lot of that going on in group 2, so maybe you were deciding between groups 2 and 3. There might be another message there for you. I really think there might be. But for the truth we have the throat chakra and the turquoise crystal here. So turquoise is a throat chakra crystal, and optical calcite is like a crystal of truth as well. It's very interesting. They both speak truth. Speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to. Yeah. So some of you are maybe gonna stop listening to certain people that you once listened to. That could look like unsubscribing from certain YouTube channels, or just not really watching the news or watching TV. Maybe you are listening more to yourself, and you're doing some sort of social media detox this month, or just doing something where really what you mostly want to listen to is your own inner guidance, your own heart, over others outside of you. But for the underlying energy you've got going on for this whole month, you've got the 7 of Pentacles. So there's a little bit of patience going on. I know I said you guys were already ahead of the game, but I think that's why there's this element of patience that needs to be held right now for you guys, is because you did jump so far ahead. Now you kind of got to wait for others to kind of catch up to your speed, so that it doesn't feel so much like you are so far ahead of people that you can't even relate to anyone anymore. Yeah, you guys are definitely my spiritual pile, and it's very interesting too now that I'm looking at this optical calcite, and we've got a blind little mole coming out of his hole here. And the 2 of Swords a lot of times can talk about blindness or not really seeing to the truth of something, and then you also have a card of truth. So it's just absolutely amazing how in alignment the optical calcite is with the truth card, is with the 2 of Pentacles, or sorry, 2 of Swords. Maybe there's a reason I said 2 of Pentacles. I think that came out in group 2. No, group 1. It was group 1. I'm a liar. Group 1. But the past energy you're bringing in is this 2 of Swords. And this past energy can go from March, February, maybe even as far back as January 2022. But this is about you finally, because of what you've got going on here, finally seeing through something that may have felt unknowable or confusing, or you just didn't know what to believe in those past months that we just talked about. But as April dawns, you are getting the clarity that you've needed or wanted, and it's going to really affect now how you move forward once you've gained this clarity. If this clarity isn't here for you already at the 1st of April, to me this feels like it's going to be that first week of April at the latest. Like it's so early in April, you're getting this clarity that you need, that you will spend most of the rest of the month with the clarity and being able to make clear decisions that are in alignment with your heart, with your inner truth, and it's very beautiful. And what was I saying about the Seven of Pentacles and having this sense of patience, where before you just like, I don't know, it was like a quantum jump, like time and space were irrelevant, you just jumped, and you're so much on a different trajectory than other people. And that's why you have the Temperance with this little river turtle here, kind of checking you, or kind of anchoring you into the present moment for a hot minute and slowing things down, because I think things might have been slow, but then they've sped up, or things shifted so radically or drastically that now you need a minute to catch your breath or to just come up for air in some way, is really what I see. But with this Temperance, this is calling on your guides and angels to come in and assist you, asking for their help, their love, their direction, their guidance. If you are still confused about anything, or if you have tuned into this inner truth and you have seen the truth of it, you've cut to the heart and the clarity that you needed, just asking for the strength to move forward and the support. Not that you don't already have it, you really do, but just knowing that your spirit team is with you every step of the way, and being able to clear any bad habits. That's what Spirit's showing me here, and that's kind of been a theme as well. Seeing to the truth and clearing bad habits has been like the theme, the collective theme of all three piles, just with different nuances for sure. So clearing any bad habits, or almost acting as if this Aries season here in April is like the new year. And a lot of people, myself included, feel more like this is the new beginning I love to operate from, rather than the dead of winter, where our actual new year, aka start of a new calendar year, starts. To me, this feels much more like a New Year's, with that energy to actually go after and conquer some sort of New Year's resolution. Maybe you guys are actually doing that. I did talk about that in group 1 as well. So for your future conditions, this is the end of April going into May, maybe even as far out as June, is you guys are walking away from something. You're leaving something behind that really, it was near and dear to you. You loved it, it helped you, it morphed you, it shaped you, but now you've outgrown this person, this situation, this place, whatever this is. You've outgrown it, and you're needing to shed this old, paradigm that you once lived in. Especially those of you who've done some sort of big timeline jump, you might feel like you're living in the twilight zone every day, even if you haven't gone anywhere physically, spiritually and like quantumly. You have gone miles and miles and miles, and you may just feel a little weird or a little out of place in your current life. So shedding these bad habits is a great place to start when you just don't feel at home in your own life anymore. And also stepping out of the comfort zone. If you're already not feeling at home, you might as well go big or go home, right? As they say. So that's what you guys are doing, because you're not going to just settle for this 8 cups of unemotional fulfillment, unfulfilled emotional fulfillment. That's the word I'm more looking for. You deserve that wish fulfillment of the 9th cup, the 9 of Cups, and that's the direction you're going. It's very interesting. We've got the progression from the 7 to the 8 here as well. I know they're different suits, but I'm really seeing this patience is going to be key to get you on the move where you're going. But then we have 2 8s. We've got 8 and 8. The 8 of Wands, this is going to be your best path to follow. So yes, we've got 2 contradictory energies here. But what I see with this, slow and steady kind of patience energy, and then this 8 of Wands, quick, fiery, inspired energy, this to me feels like you guys going after, you're going to know, okay, right now I can really zoom through this, and then, okay, now I feel like I need to work my way slowly through this. You're going to use your intuition to balance out, do I move fast? Do I move slow? But your best path to follow is, of course, checking in with your own higher self and knowing what speed to take things. But your best path to follow is when you are inspired, act on it. Act on it right now. Don't put it on your to-do list. Act on something right now if you feel so inclined. Using your intuition, of course, it's going to be your best bet. But when you're feeling the need to slow down, please listen to that as well. And balancing this out, and also doing that self-love and that self-care. So for your wish coming true this month, we've got the Moon, which is intuition. It's illumination. Because in this depiction, the moon is in its full illumination. So things are as bright as it can be at nighttime. and you're seeing clearly. So that blindness, we've kind of got a first quarter moon here going on. I don't know, third quarter moon, first quarter, I can't tell, depending on the way you turn the card. You're going from that half light to full illumination of night. So you might be getting a lot of downloads at night. It might be a little difficult to sleep, but because this is in the wish coming true position, you guys are going to have your intuition on point. Much like group 2 with that built-in lie detector, and of course you guys have the truth card here. You're seeing through the illusions of things. You're seeing to the truth of something. No one's going to be able to trick you into doing something that's not in your highest good. So listening to your heart is going to be key. But your intuition's on point. That is your, like, boil it down to the bare minimum. That is really what this card is telling you. That your wish fulfillment is, you're on it intuitively, absolutely. So for your outcome card, we have the Two of Cups. So this is soulmate energy. This is hanging out and really building strong bonds and connections with those close to you. It could be multiple people, but it's like you're doing it one-on-one. So you and another person, you and another person, you and another person, rather than those 3 people and you together. Although if you are hanging out in a more group setting, maybe you are, you know, at a party or something with like 50 people, but you're just talking to a select few one-on-one, and then you move over here one-on-one. That's the best bet for you to really connect with someone on a deeper level without other outside influences going on. But you're just going to have a lot of opportunity to connect to those you love, and maybe even meeting new people and connecting to them on a deeper level this month as well. So let's go ahead and get some oracle cards in the mix for group 3, month of April 2022. Anything they need to know. So we've got Iceberg, Submerge. Yeah, you guys are going deep, and Radiance. Look at that beautiful summer solstice card coming in hot. No pun intended. Wow. And it's very interesting because the sun, very hot. The iceberg, very cold and icy. So you've got extremes here. Balancing those extremes with the temperance. This is really going back to, you need to be constantly checking in with your heart, constantly checking in with your intuition to know, do I slow down? Do I speed up? You've got so much dual energy or duality going on. Even with the Two of Cups, it's a very minor, like, or a lower octave of the Lover's energy, which is that dualistic energy, Gemini energy as well. So finding out where you end on this or land on the spectrum in any given moment, because one day you could be here, one day you could be here, someday you could be right in the middle. Like, just balancing that out, or knowing where you are on any given day, using your intuition to know what's best for you. But you are feeling more radiant. Maybe you're doing something to your appearance, getting some sort of new wardrobe. I'm seeing someone who has a birthday this month, so happy birthday. Maybe you're getting some new clothes for your birthday, or a haircut, or wow, I'm actually seeing someone going into like a sensory deprivation tank. Very interesting. And if you don't know what that is, you can Google it. But basically, it's this like Epsom salt pod kind of thing that you get into, and it's usually like 10 to 12 inches of water is all. And I think they keep it constant around 80 degrees. And you just get in there, and you can either listen to music or just submerge yourself in that water and just allow your senses to be deprived, and you can have some really beautiful spiritual epiphanies. And I've never done it myself, but I'm looking into doing it. But I see someone has done that before, or wants to do that this month, or is doing that this month. That's really random and cool that came through. I love that. But yeah, submerging yourself in a bath, or in, maybe you're going on a vacation to somewhere warmer or somewhere with a more summer weather vibe. We got that, I think, in group 2 as well. Very interesting. But yeah, going somewhere where you can submerge yourself in natural water would really benefit you guys. And of course, you're already on top of your intuition. But we got all this water here. So water, making sure you're drinking enough water this month as well is coming through. Hydrate, soaking in water. But I'm also seeing this as a very subconscious mind energy too. So maybe some of you are diving deep into your subconscious mind. You're reprogramming yourself. Cutting out the lies and illusions that your subconscious mind believes, to reprogram yourself for a higher truth. Yes, this came out in group 2, illumination. That's exactly what this little guy will do for us. Yes, look at that. You're getting that clarity, that illumination, where maybe you were blind the last few months, or just not seeing the truth of something. Now you are. And then adventures, there's that tropical paradise. There's that vacation energy we were talking about. This is exciting. Yeah, you're going on an adventure. If you don't have any adventures planned and you can't really take time off or whatever, just make every day an adventure. Do something out of your comfort zone. Do something new and different. This is a very adventurous card here as well. So your best path to follow is to follow the adventure, follow the excitement, take a little risk. Nothing that's like gambling type of risk, but, take a risk on specifically something to do with your connections with other people. Let people know what they mean to you. I'm seeing this can only strengthen a lot of bonds in your life, and just letting people know what they mean to you, they know where they stand as well. They don't have to sit and wonder, so you can even give them some clarity this month as well. So it's really exciting. But yeah, this is so fun, so fresh. Group 3, you guys deserve this. I know you guys tend to have a little harder time, a lot of times, not always, but often on my channel. Group 3 is usually the one that's, been through the heartache and the heartbreak. But we have here the fertile void, inner winter rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings, which is kind of the opposite of the summer. We've got the winter now. And this is very interesting because, again, you guys are such a pile of duology or dualistic thinking, dualistic tendencies. You may even have a lot of Gemini in your chart. But again, just knowing to balance when you need to rest and when you need to move forward and be introverted and be extroverted, and to have this winter energy and have this summer energy, because there are new beginnings, and you don't have to. I'm seeing you guys keeping your secrets or your plans kind of under wraps. Not to say you have to keep them quote unquote secret, but just don't tell somebody or a lot of people what your next moves are, because they might try to sabotage that or try to steal it as their own. I don't know. I just see that could be a potential. Then we have the wild rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness. Untamed. I love this. Coming in with everything else we've got going on this month. This is you doing things your way. This is you knowing when to balance between being cold, being hot, being extroverted, being introverted, just doing all the things we just already talked about, but just knowing what way is the best way. And even if yesterday you were all gung-ho and doing all these things, but now today you feel you need to rest, that is your way today. And tomorrow might be the day where your way is moving forward really quickly again. But just taking everything moment by moment, day by day, because remember, and I know you guys know this already, but I'm going to just say it again anyway, the now moment is the only moment where your power is. You have no power over the past, no power over the future. What do you have power over? Right now. And even slowing down just to enjoy the sweetness of life is kind of a theme also with Seven of Pentacles as well, and that is your underlying energy. Just to be very in the present moment, be in the now moment. And especially when you're with other people, put your phone down, be very present in the connections that you have so that these people feel honored and loved by you and your uniqueness in this world. That's so beautiful, Group 3. I'm wishing you just the most beautiful April. Please feel free to let me know below what you thought of this reading, anything you're excited about, any stories you want to share. Group 3, you know that I love to hear from you guys every time, every chance I get. So please let me know what you thought below. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you, Group 3, right here back at the Dunn Creative, also over on the live stream channel and my Patreon, with lots of exclusive content over there. And for those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can always email me at amanda@dunnphotodesign.com. Links for all of that can be found in the description below. And I just want to say I love you guys and have a wonderful April. All right, bye!